Hey, it's Natalie from the Dex Pixel, and in this video I'm going to show you how to add additional transition to your scenes. So you don't need to have just only one for all scenes. You can actually add multiple transitions as you like. So I'm using Streamlabs desktop, as you can see. If you are an OBS user, I do have a video for OBS, and you can see it right into the description. I'm going to link to that video. So navigate to that video if you are OBS user, but if you're a Streamlabs user, stay right here. I have some things to show you. So as you can see on my Streamlabs, I have scene 1, scene 2, and scene 3. So my idea is to create different transition for each scene, and I'm going to show you how. It's actually pretty simple, but I'm not sure everyone knows that you don't need any kind of plugin or anything. All you need is Streamlabs and multiple transitions. So let's just jump right into the creation. As I said, this is my default UI, and I have scene 1 and 3 right here. And now I'm going to add the transition. How to add transition? Just click here, this little icon with arrow and the lines. And I'm going to add transition, and this one is gonna be stinger number 1. And from the type, select stinger. And here I'm going to browse and find my file. And I'm going to use this one. So I do have 2 different stinger variations, and I'm going to show you what is the difference between them. So this one is a matte stinger, and it's really important for this one to enable use TrackMate. And how do you know the difference is, I'm going to show you what is the difference between the regular stinger and the matte stinger just right now. So I'm not going to do any kind of changes, just to show you what is the difference. So no settings are done. I'm just going to click done, and I'm going to enable by default number 1 stinger. And here's what's happening. If I don't do any kind of changes, my screen is split into, as you can see right here. So that's something that I usually get, why my transition is not working, why it's split in 2. And the answer is in the settings. So let's go back to the settings, stinger 1. And here, make sure that you always enable TrackMate, use a TrackMate. And for me, it's side by side, because as you can see, it was split right in the middle, side by side. So my transition does have a sound. So I'm audio monitoring. I'm going to add monitor and output, and I'm going to just set as it is, and it's done. I'm going to add one more transition, and I'm going to rename it to number 2. And it's gonna be, again, stinger. And here I'm going to use another TrackMate transition that I have. And again, I'm going to use TrackMate, and I'm going to use sound because this transition does have sound. I'm going to click done. And now I will add one more transition. And this one is going to be a little bit different than the 2 before. And the difference is it's a default that does need a transition point. So it's just the transition that it's switching, and when it covers the whole screen, it's gonna switch to the next transition. So on this one, my transition point is 1 second or 1000 milliseconds. You always need to be sure, if you don't have the exact timing, to test it out and time what the switch is, and then just play with the settings until you're certain that it's the correct one. I'm not sure if it added. Okay, it's added, and I do also have a sound, so I will enable monitor and output, and now I'm done. So as you can see, I'm just going to delete this one so it doesn't confuse us. I have number 1, number 2, number 3, and I also have scene 1, 2, and 3. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do override, and I'm going to connect scenes to the different transitions. And how you do it, go back to the transition settings, and here on the top, navigate to the connections, and let's add new connection. So the first one connection is gonna be scene 1 is using stinger 1 to switch to scene 2. And we're gonna do done. We're gonna add new connection, and it's gonna be scene 2 using stinger number 2, and it's gonna use scene 3, for example. And then we're adding one more connection, and it's gonna be scene 3 using stinger 3, and in this case it's gonna use for any scenes. So basically like this, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. So just to give you input, what is difference between all and just exact type of scene. That means that if you're switching from scene 3 and we have all enabled, that means that all other transitions will see transition from scene 3. But if you said that, for example, scene 3 ending scene is scene 1, then only scene 1 will have that transition. That's the difference. I do recommend just playing with this and finding out the best solution for you. Again, it's just optional what you want to do and what are your needs. So let's just have this done, and let's have it done. And now let's just test it out. So from scene 1, let's switch to the scene 2. So we have the glass breaking. Let's go to the scene 3. And here we have this kind of like magical circle. And then let's go to the scene 1. And here we have, as you can see, Sakura transition. So this is the simplest way you can adjust your scenes to have multiple transitions. It's all about the connections. I do recommend playing with this. You can't go wrong. If you mess up something, just delete it and start again. Remember, name them, easy to remember. So as you can see, I know that scene 1 is gonna use stinger 1 and scene 2 is gonna use stinger 2. So this way, if you name them like this, it's or just add some kind of number that is gonna be specific to that transition or to that scene, so you understand, and then you remember, oh, okay, this transition will be for this one. That's pretty simple. I hope this made sense for you. And let's just switch again. Here we go. If you have any kind of questions or if you need additional help, please leave a comment in the description. I will try to respond as fast as I can. I will also link some additional resources, like where you can find these transitions if you like them. Also a guide on how to set up a TrackMate and also how to set up default transition. I hope, as I said, I hope this was that you got a lot of information, and have fun streaming. That's it from me. Bye bye.